morning will be from Amal Suresh, who has written a passionate, persuasive speech on the plight of refugees seeking refuge in Australia. His speech showcases the talents of our Year 12 ATAR English students and is a profound example of how one's voice can challenge perceptions and spark reflection. I also note that on the 29th of September, World Day of Migrants and Refugees Day will be commemorated in Australia. Pope Francis has chosen the theme, God Walks with His People. I now invite Amal forward to present his speech.
No. These were the words uttered by former Prime Minister Tony Abbott in response to resettling Rohingya refugees from Myanmar. These three simple yet life-defining words encapsulate the harsh reality that has been Australia's historically inadequate and frankly embarrassing response to those seeking sanctuary on our shores. It is time we gave them something that we have always had and have perhaps taken for granted: a home. For decades, Australia has maintained one of the strictest immigration detention systems in the world. That's not something to boast about, it's something to be ashamed of. Operation Sovereign Borders, implemented in 2013, created harrowing perils for asylum seekers under the guise of deterring dangerous sea journeys. What that really meant was imprisoning or turning back those who needed our aid the most. The notorious Manus Island Detention Centre became a disturbing example of Australia's harsh treatment. Overcrowding, inadequate medical care, physical and mental abuse were only a small portion of the injustices inflicted on the innocent inmates in this centre. Thankfully, the doors to Manus Prison have since been closed. However, the doors to this national injustice have not. They are wide open and they are flapping in the tranquil spring breeze that whispers past Parliament walls. For some, however, such as Tamil refugee Manu Yogalingam, things were far from tranquil. You see, many refugees are granted temporary protection visas, which allow them a maximum stay of 12 years. This leaves individuals in a state of constant anxiety, in fear of being sent back to face the very horrors from which they fled. On Wednesday, in week 7, Manu took his own life after living on one of these visas for 12 years. Over a decade. 12 years in limbo, 12 years of uncertainty, 12 years of hope slowly eroding until it ran out. Some of us here today were 5, 6 years old when he received that visa. He had been waiting in perennial anxiety for the entire time that we've been in this education system, and yet we as a nation left our doors closed. We denied him a home when he so desperately needed one. If tragedies like that, if tragedies like Manus Island aren't a sign that something is fundamentally wrong, if that doesn't wake us up to this shamble of a system, then what will? Is this the sort of Australia we want to be? Is it the Australian dream that we so preciously uphold? I think not. Consider, will you, the humanity of those who we so callously label as illegal or boat people. They are not just faceless statistics. They are fathers who sing lullabies in languages we may not understand. They are mothers who carry the weight of their families' futures on weary shoulders. They are children whose eyes still sparkle with dreams of safety and opportunity. Each and every person has the potential to weave rich new threads into the tapestry of our society, and yet our constant negligence denies and diminishes any sign of this brilliance, and they suffer for it. Change and reform is imperative. Mandatory detention must be abolished. Bridging visa programs need to be improved, and more humane alternatives to detention need to be found. And change begins with each one of us. As institutional as this issue may seem, we can make a difference, and we will. Educate yourself. Educate those around you. Volunteer with a support organisation. If you can't do any of that, replace just one of your doom scrolls with an article about a refugee injustice this week, because I guarantee you'll find one. Every single action, no matter how small, helps to build the welcoming and fair Australia which we know we are. We can begin to make Australia a beacon of hope, not a symbol of inhumanity. We can replace no with yes, with welcome, with hello. We can make Australia a true land of refuge for those who need it the most.
Well, I just want to make mention of Amal's speech. It's a very unusual item to have at an assembly, but we felt that it was a truly special speech that we wanted to showcase today. Some of you may have recognised Amal. He was one of our MCs last year at presentation night. But when I heard Ms Zampino speak so passionately about his speech, and she said that when she was trying to mark it, she couldn't actually take any marks off him. She was trying hard, but she realised she was just being plain mean if she took any marks off you, Amal. And I'm pretty sure that she gave you 100% for that speech, and we can all see why he deserved it. The content was certainly something that made us think, and there were no notes. Amazing, no notes whatsoever. So thank you, Amal, and I'm sure that we're going to see you somewhere in the future presenting like that.
Thanks for watching. Please stay safe and healthy. Bye bye.